that's actually one of the differentiators of Solana is there's just tons of really awesome wallets. And I think that's where multisigs have not been able to keep up in the past, was where, hey, there's all of these different cool things which I want to do, and oh, but they're not built into my multisig, or it's really hard, or I like can't connect it to that yield farming app over there, so therefore I don't use it, and therefore people get rugged or lose all their money or whatever.
And so that's the whole idea behind Fuse, is that it's an extension that you install, like you install, Phantom or Glow, and then you connect with any dApps protocol on Solana. And when you initiate a transaction, you can initiate it not for the actual wallet to sign, but for your multisig, right? And that actually initiates a transaction there. And then other members need to approve. And so in its kind of very early, like V1 of Fuse is just that. And eventually we're kind of looking in different directions where we can take that, because like it's basically built on this concept of account abstraction, that like you separate, kind of Fuse's one wallet, multisig is like your assets are in the multisig, and Fuse is a separate wallet, and so your assets are kind of abstracted from the wallet that you actually connect to dApps with. So if you connect with Fuse to a dApp that's malicious, or if it's like some kind of phishing thing, your assets are not in any way compromised, because the other signers still need to do it in the multisig and approve the transaction. So I think like we're looking where to take Fuse next, but the core idea initially is to launch it in this current form. We're right now like beta testing it privately and onboarding in waves a bunch of beta testers from different teams that use squads already, to see how we can kind of perfect the experience there. And once that's complete, we'll see where to take it next. But we're really excited that just like it's a huge add-on for current users, making that experience very seamless and familiar that they have with individual wallets.
Yeah, absolutely. So would you say that this is another wallet that people should be looking at? Because people have a lot of opportunities in front of them, right? I can use Ledger, I can use Phantom, Solflare. That's actually one of the differentiators of Solana is there's just tons of really awesome wallets. And I think that's where multisigs have not been able to keep up in the past, was where, hey, there's all of these different cool things which I want to do, and oh, but they're not built into my multisig, or it's really hard, or I like can't connect it to that yield farming app over there, so therefore I don't use it, and therefore people get rugged or lose all their money or whatever, right? So you said it's a separate extension, right? And are you positioning it as like this is a new wallet which people need to download, and you'll see it there in the list, and you can go and use the Fuse wallet, or is this something which connects to other wallets, or how does that work? I guess like could I load a Ledger hardware wallet as one of the signing authorities to Fuse?
To answer your first part of the question, it is a separate wallet. Like, you need to download it, you need to install it, like you do with Phantom or Backpack or whatever it is. And the second part of things, you can use Ledger with it, but it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because the whole idea behind Fuse is that you have a multi-sig setup, right? You already have a squad, you have 3 or 4 members, there's a threshold, and you add Fuse as one of the signers for that specific purpose, like to actually be able to initiate transactions for that squad with any dApps protocol on Solana, right? So for instance, with Fuse, you can go to Friction, or you can go to Solend and initiate a transaction there, and it will pop up in your squad as a transaction for the squad to approve, right? So that's why we position Fuse. It is a separate wallet in nature, but the positioning in the ecosystem that we're pushing right now is that it's a companion tool for your squad, right? So it really is there to enhance the UX for you, because right now, like, you can only interact with things that we have integrated. So once Fuse goes live, you can download it, add it to your squad as a member, and then as you do with other wallets that you have installed in your browser, you can go to different dApps and protocols, trigger transactions, and the squad will be able to approve them, right? So I think that's like the current iteration of it, and we can see where it goes from there, because there are like more opportunities to package more experiences just within that extension, right? Like, for instance, eventually you might not need to go to our desktop UI and sign anything from there. Like, everybody can have a Fuse wallet and sign directly from it, right? And so that will mean that, again, it's all about UX, right? And simplifying it and making sure that you have less friction, less steps in terms of getting to where you want to get to. So Fuse is also like a good foundation for us to play around with these things and see where we can make a multi-sig experience easier as opposed to where it is today.